This week, we are focusing on common misspelled words and using better vocabulary to help students improve their writing skills. The goal is to expand children's vocabulary in writing so they can produce a better text. Word number 1 is desire. The noun desire means a strong want. For example, I have a desire for all the lollies in the world. The word desire can also be used as a verb. For example, I desire to live in a peaceful place. Word number 2 is porch. A porch is a covered deck attached to the side of a building. For example, our new house had a beautiful porch that looked over into our backyard. The word porch rhymes with torch. Word number 3 is veranda. A veranda is the same as a porch. For example, I spent most of my summer holidays painting in the veranda. Word number 4 is balcony. A balcony is similar to a porch and a veranda, but is on higher floors of a building. For example, our apartment was on the 5th floor and had a large balcony that overlooked Central Park. Word number 5 is frown. A frown is an unhappy expression, or the opposite of a smile. For example, the young princess had a frown on her face as she watched her older sister get the crown. Do you see how frown rhymes with crown? Word number 6 is myriad. This word can be used as both a noun and an adjective. As a noun, myriad means a lot. For example, there are myriads of toys in the children's playroom. Remember, it's myriads of, not just myriads. As an adjective, myriad means infinite. For example, I looked with awe at the myriad chocolates in the factory. Word number 7 is archaeology. The noun archaeology is the study of human history. For example, through archaeology, we have learnt several things about the ancient Egyptian empire. Most archaeologists do their work by digging out the remains of empires in the ground. The spelling of this word can be quite difficult. Break the word up to help you remember the spelling. Archaeology. Word number 8 is archaeologist. An archaeologist is a person who studies archaeology. Archaeology is the study of human history by digging out remains of the past. For example, when excavating a site in Egypt, the archaeologists found a tomb with several buried mummies. Archaeologist is spelt by dropping the Y in archaeology and adding an IST. Word number 9 is melody. The noun melody means music. For example, my favorite melody from the movie Frozen is Let It Go. In the movie, this melody was sung by Elsa. Word number 10 is stubborn. Stubborn is an adjective for someone who does not easily change their mind. These people are difficult to convince. For example, I tried to convince my two brothers to let me play with their toys, but they were too stubborn and always said no. The word stubborn has a double B, which represents the two brothers. Word number 11 is surrounded. Surrounded means having something all around you. For example, I was quickly surrounded by pigeons when I took out my bread to feed them. This means that the pigeons were all around me from every side. Surrounded has double R and has the word round in it. Word number 12 is squeamish. Squeamish is an adjective that means easily disgusted or grossed out. For example, I have always been extremely squeamish about lizards. This means I always get really grossed out by lizards. If you squeeze your stomach, you might feel squeamish too. Word number 13 is genuine. Genuine is an adjective that has two meanings. The first meaning is honest. For example, Jack was always genuine and truthful, even at times when it got him in trouble. The second meaning for genuine is real. For example, the new coat I bought was so expensive because it was genuine leather. This means the leather was not fake. You can remember the spelling by breaking the word up into gen, u, in. Don't forget the bossy E at the end. Word number 14 is fatal. The adjective fatal means deadly. For example, car crashes are most often fatal for all passengers. This is why cars have airbags and seat belts. Word number 15 is fern. A fern is a type of leafy plant. For example, all ferns do not grow flowers. Instead, they have only leaves. Have you seen any ferns in gardens? Word number 16 is microscopic. Microscopic is an adjective for something that is so tiny that it can only be seen through a microscope. For example, in science class last week, we used a microscope to look at the microscopic hairs on a leaf. Can you think of something that is microscopic? Word number 17 is arduous. Arduous means difficult. For example, the hike to the camping ground was long and arduous, even for the most experienced hikers. What's the most arduous thing you have ever done? Word number 18 is dubious. Dubious means unsure or doubtful. For example, my parents were dubious about going to the party at first, but we soon convinced them. Word number 19 is protrude. Protrude means stick out. For example, all bicycles have two handles and two pedals that protrude from both sides. This makes it easier for us to balance when riding bicycles. Word number 20 is sanctuary. The noun sanctuary has two meanings. Firstly, sanctuary means a holy place. For example, the village had a small sanctuary where all holy items were kept. The second meaning for sanctuary is a nature reserve area. For example, Sydney has several different wildlife sanctuaries which include the zoo, the aquarium, and the national parks. Word number 21 is questionnaire. A questionnaire is a set of questions. For example, the company sent customers a questionnaire to find out what the most popular chocolate was. The spelling of questionnaire can be tricky. Break the word up into question, N, E, E. Remember the double N, the word E, and the bossy E. Word number 22 is acquaintance. This word has two meanings. Firstly, acquaintance means knowledge or experience of something. For example, I have little acquaintance with Mandarin. This means I do not know much Mandarin. Remember, it's acquaintance with, not acquaintance of. Secondly, an acquaintance also means a person who you don't know very well. For example, Elizabeth isn't really a friend. She's more of an acquaintance. Break the word up into acquaintance. Word number 23 is corpse. A corpse is a dead body. For example, in the school play, Aaron lifted Jake with both his arms as if he was an actual corpse. Word number 24 is bison. A bison is a buffalo and looks a lot like a bull. For example, in the safari, we saw a bison, a zebra, and many boars. Have you ever seen a bison? Word number 25 is primary. This word has two meanings. Firstly, the word primary means main or most important. For example, the primary cause of poor eyesight is spending too much time in front of iPads and televisions. Secondly, primary also means first. For example, in Sydney, children first go to primary school, followed by high school. Word number 26 is sociable. Sociable means friendly. For example, SpongeBob is known by everyone to be extremely kind and sociable. Think of sociable as someone who is able to be social. Do you see the words social and able in sociable? Word number 27 is pursue. Pursue means follow or chase. For example, after Tom saw his purse was stolen by Jerry, he pursued him. Can you see the word purse in pursue? Word number 28 is retract. Retract means pull back. For example, as the tide rises, I had to retract my fishing line so that it wouldn't get pulled in by the heavy waves. Word number 29 is discard. Discard means throw away. For example, my dad always tries to discard the Christmas cards that people give us, but I always convince him to keep them until the next year. Do you see the word card in discard? Word number 30 is seep. Seep means leak. For example, wearing gumboots in the rain will make sure water does not seep through the soles of your boots and wet your feet. Remember, sip is spelt with a double E. This brings to the end of our spelling list 42. Keep practicing and good luck in your spelling test.